Hi! Welcome to Simple Talks. This podcast is made for the purpose of sharing my thoughts, my ideas, my experiences, and my principles to inspire, encourage, and influence listeners, especially the young people as they face life's smallest and biggest struggles as one tries to find his place in this world and to win life as a whole. Though I cannot promise that my thoughts are the same with yours or you would always agree with my principles, feel free to give your comments below. So let's get started. I would be starting my podcast with a series of words that have somehow made an impact in my life. Some of them are perceived as negative, others are generally positive. But it is how we deal with these words that matters. My first word to discuss is monotony. Monotony, according to the dictionary, is the lack of variety and interest. It is a boring repetition and routine. I remember when I was a child, I used to watch a children's show on the television. I always felt excited to see new adventures from the show. But there came a time when the word replay became the adjective I always used to describe the show. Why? Because the show stopped to amuse me of new adventures and just played the old episodes over and over again. Its monotony urged me to find another show that would bring back the interest and excitement in me. Now, as an educator, I strongly believe that monotony in teaching can lead to lack of interest among my learners. Repeating methods I myself have boringly heard or witnessed from many speakers on seminars and trainings has become monotonous to me. Children need to experience a variety of activities to increase their interest in its lesson. But what if I fail to find new methods from the books, internet, and experts? Do you think I can develop my own methods or techniques to break the monotony in my class? Yes, of course! I suddenly remember when I was hired to become an assistant preschool teacher. That was prior to my coming back to college to pursue my teaching career. I was instructed to just simply teach the kids how to count from 0 to 100 and recite the alphabets. A simple task in the beginning. But when this task was repeated over and over again, monotony prevailed. I observed that the kids eventually lost their enthusiasm to learn. I felt the boredom in them as we ended its day with no new challenges to accomplish. I decided that I had to make my move before our nemesis, Mr. Monotony, destroyed my class. Another character suddenly took over my class, and that was Mr. Experimental. I patiently developed my own methods and techniques in teaching. It was a struggle at the beginning, especially when you were handling kids with ages ranging from 2 to 5. Parents actually doubted me in the beginning but eventually praised me when they saw the improvement in their children. They even asked me to go back to their kinder school when I started to study my elementary education. I had many more experiences about breaking monotony and being experimental in my field, but I would just reserve them for future episodes. Now, I would not tackle about the more complicated nature of monotony. I would just try to explain it based on how I encountered and somehow overcame it. For me, monotony hinders me from being as productive as I should be. It prevents me to discover and reach my full potential. I tend to not just repeat the boring routines in my work, but also to copy from others' ready-made product. Why? Well, maybe because I am too lazy to devise my own methods. Or maybe I've lost confidence in myself. But to say that I cannot accomplish anything on my own, that is a complete lie. Because I believe God has given everyone his own potential, his own gift, his own talent, his own chance to excel. Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. God did not just create me to exist, but to excel. Now, there's one curious question about having monotonous performance in one's work, and that is, do I really love my job? If I would tell other people how stressed I am with my work, how tiring and burdensome teaching is, and would just end up repeating the same methods over and over again, just to satisfy myself in my comfort zone, then I don't think I really love my job. Another important question related to monotony is, am I really enjoying what I'm doing? Do I still possess that passion that I had the first time I stepped in my workplace and told myself, make a difference in this world, be a catalyst of change, be a role model and inspiration to these young people? Now, after a decade or more, can I honestly and proudly declare that I still enjoy my work? Do I still have that energy and zealousness to influence and inspire the lives of my learners? On the contrary, would I just say, I am old, I am weak, I am tired, and I give up? I'll just let the young batch of teachers do the job. Then I'll just copy from them, and I'll just repeat my old methods. If these things happen in me, then sad to say, but Mr. Monotony prevails in my work and my life. And lastly, do I still challenge myself not just to exist, but to excel, even in the midst of a crisis? Example, when the pandemic broke and consequently changed the face-to-face class into online class, one big challenge that we teachers faced was how we would impart knowledge and skills to our learners if we could not really meet them face to face. Well, to tell you the truth, I also doubted myself if I could overcome this new challenge. But my love for my work and my learners inspired me to learn these online technologies. As I personally quote, technology is not an opponent. It will never try to make you think you are inferior or useless and eventually knock out your confidence. Rather, it is your tag team partner that will challenge you to join forces with it to defeat the enemies, the twin monsters, monotony and mediocrity. By the way, you yourself is a technology. You are developing your own skills, methods, and processes to achieve your goals. As I end, please remember the 3 key sentences that you may use to defeat monotony. First, love your work. Second, enjoy your work, and lastly, challenge yourself to excel. For my next episode, I would still tackle about monotony, but it would be accompanied by its tag team partner, mediocrity, how these two monsters would affect our lives, and how we would overcome them. Thank you for listening to my simple talks. Hoping that somehow I have given you inspiration and encouragement to not just win, but to excel in your life. Until the next time, dakal, assalamat.